Good morning. Welcome to day 28, Thursday, May 7th, 2026. Okay, so there's a lot of logistics going on the next couple of days. Unlike my road walk in the Silver City, when I didn't realize it was a 14-mile road walk, I actually did a little more investigating because I heard there was a road walk in the Pie Town from some other hikers, and I wanted to see what was happening. So here's the deal. From where I'm at right now, it's 35 miles to Pie Town. 20 miles from here is the next water source, which would be a long day for me. And it's one of those deals where if I carry less water, I'd have a better chance of probably getting there, assuming the trail stays like a trail and is cruisy. But if I carry extra water in case I don't make it, that'll slow me down a bit. It's a conundrum. I'll probably carry the extra water. That way I don't feel like I have to kill myself to get to the next water source. And if I get there, great. So how does that set me up? So 35 miles to Pie Town, about 13 of those miles is a walk on Highway 60. So wherever I end up tonight, I'll have a couple trail miles. It'll probably be like I don't know, 16, 17 mile, 18 mile walk in the Pie Town. And since a lot of that's going to be on the road, it'll be pretty cruisy. And I'll stay somewhere in that area for that night, because leaving Pie Town, it's like another 20-mile road walk until you get back into public land. About 15 miles into that road walk, leaving Pie Town, it looks like there's a ranch where the owners let through hikers camp. Sorry, I'm trying to get the light as best as possible. So yeah, there's a ranch about 15 miles into that road walk where they have water, they have a composting outhouse, and you can like set up your tent. And along the highway there are, I guess, little patches of BLM land that isn't necessarily private property or fenced off, where there's also like a juniper tree or two for shade. So there's all that kind of stuff going on. But I'm set up to break that up perfectly so that I'm not like stranded in the middle of the highway at the end of the day. So that's all going to kind of work out in my favor. It looks like there's a new place that has opened in Pie Town that's getting rave reviews on Far Out, called the Bunkhouse, where you can like camp on the property, and that might be what I end up doing. It sounds like so it's not like a bunkhouse. I do not want to stay in a bunkhouse. I did that on a PCT and once was enough. But yeah, if I can just camp on property somewhere, and that would be fine. So that's how the next few days are looking logistically. As an aside, I had really good cell service here this morning, and I just was curious if anyone else was on the red line that I left, my 15-day stretch on the red line. And so I went back and looked at my water comments because I was updating the water comments because there were no recent updates. There is someone, another brave soul, who was tackling the red line. Their trail name on Far Out is One Step. And they were updating the water updates as far as what was left at the caches. They were like 3 or 4 days behind me. So I feel your pain, One Step, and I hope you make it through okay. I'd like to meet you at some point. We can share war stories. That's all I got for this morning. Enjoying my second cup of coffee. It was decidedly chillier this morning. It's like 41 in the tent. And looking at the weather, this is going to be like the coldest morning of the week. So it's going to like bump up about 10 degrees for the rest of the foreseeable future. But the road walk shouldn't be too hot. It won't be like blistering in the 80s. Looks like it's going to be more in the 70s, which is nice. So yeah, my big thing today is, do I carry all the extra water or don't I? And I'll probably be on the safe side and I'll carry it. That way I can stop before that water source and I can just top off tomorrow morning when I get there. So that's the plan. We'll see you on the trail. Been going for about an hour and a half, getting ready for my first break, but my spidey senses were tingling. And yes, I was not on the trail. How to lose the trail in 10 seconds. It happens a lot, but not too far off, so I can take a bearing here and I'll eventually get back to it in, I don't know, a few hundred yards or so. But yeah, it's important to listen to those spidey senses. There's not a lot of trail markings here, and a tread comes and goes, so I was following a tread, but it was not the trail. So I was just thinking as I'm walking along here, following this old dirt road, you know, you can't help but I'm always comparing this to the PCT. And I felt like, especially for the first, 300-400 miles on the PCT, just like here, there's a lot of canyons, but I felt like on the PCT, we were more like side hilling around every canyon, never really like getting to a height of land. Where what's really nice about the CDT, in my opinion, so far, is a lot of times you're just on these wide open, flat spaces, on top of the canyon, I guess, for lack of a better word. But so many great camping opportunities and trees and shade. It's pretty awesome. I mean, water is an issue, but that was an issue on the PCT as well. So I am carrying a lot of water right now. Realistically, I don't think I have a 20-mile day in me. Plus, my knee is feeling better every day. And I know the road walk into Pie Town and out of Pie Town could potentially aggravate it. So I'm not going to do a crazy, for me, 20-mile day. Just to get a little closer to Pie Town. I'd rather have a little bit of trail in the morning and then hit the highway. Oh man, look at this, it just opened up. Wow. So yeah, I feel like every morning my right knee is like gradually getting a percentage better every day and loosening up quicker every day. Like I feel like I'm almost close to 90% in the morning now, so I don't want to backtrack because I know once I'm on that highway, I'm just going to be motoring. So I don't want to aggravate it, I guess is what I'm saying. Man, these views are something. Maybe I'll try and figure out what that mountain is over there. All right, so this is pretty cool. The mountain in the background there, that is a 10,000 footer, Allegres Mountain. I remember showing that on a video maybe a week ago, so I guess we've gone all the way around it. Pretty cool. But yeah, look at this terrain right now. Just wide open to the left, wide open to the right. Man, this would have been a good camp spot in those trees. There's just a lot of good camping on the CDT. I like it a lot. You can really spread out. All right, So for right now, what having this road is a little more cruisy than the first hour and a half. So I'm gonna take advantage of this and keep on moving and enjoying the views. Another spectacular weather day. Can't beat it. Okay, so these are like the water sources along the way that just can't rely on. It's these big old tires, and I'm not sure exactly how they work, but if they're working properly, there's water in them. In fact, the one that was 20 miles away from my campsite that I'll get to at some point is a big tire like that, which is operational. But I've passed 2 of these so far, both bone dry. So that's why I'm carrying all the water I'm carrying today. Okay, the trail's going this way, following the dirt road, but you see that in the distance? That red thing? I wonder what that is. I almost want to investigate, but if anything, it looks more like a gas can than something that a thru hiker would be interested in. But it stands out. It's just a big old red plastic bucket. Nothing interesting. Pretty cool. And we got a windmill coming up. I think another water source that is not providing any water at the moment, but we'll check it out. This one's a little fancier. It's got solar panels. It's got the windmill, but I can already tell. Yeah, dry. Oh well, yeah, I wasn't counting on it anyway. Well, that's too bad. Oh well. It's about 9. I'm going to have a little snack and then keep on marching. Another windmill. This one doesn't look to be in that great of a shape, and I'm sure more dry water tanks. This one's got a name at least. The Ermin Well. Well, I guess we'll take a look. It's 1 o'clock, taking a little break. Haven't seen anyone today. I'm about 4 miles away from making it a 17-mile day. So under normal circumstances, that'd be great. And then probably 2.5 miles past that is where the next water is. Now, I've been carrying water the whole time, so I don't need to go that far today. But we'll see how I'm feeling. It is 1 o'clock. I have been making pretty good time all day today, feeling pretty good. So just going to take regular breaks every hour or so and see how I feel, you know, when it gets to be 3 or 4 o'clock, if it's worth going to the water or just finding a place to camp and hitting the water in the morning. We'll see. Oh, another water tank that's most likely dry. Check it out though. Ooh, that's a shame. Obviously part of it's blown away, so it's in disrepair, that's for sure. Once again, glad I wasn't counting on that water. Well, I guess we've made it to the north trailhead, whatever that means. Have a dirt road here. But nothing else of interest, sadly. I think I'm going to take another break here and see where I'm at for the day. A little after 2 o'clock, just take a little break in the shade. I made half a cup of Propel. Got about 1.5 miles to the 17-mile mark. Oh, and by the way, I didn't even realize a few miles ago, passed 400 miles on the red line. 400, not too shabby. But yeah, then once I get to the 17-mile mark, I'll have to decide. I'll probably go a little further, but I don't know if I'll go the full 2.5 miles to the water source. Although every mile I do today gets me closer to the Pie Town area tomorrow. So there's also that. We'll see. One thing at a time. Take this break, go another 1.5 miles, and then see how I'm feeling. All right, so we're just in wide open country now. There's no trail to speak of. We're back to following signpost. So just squinting in the distance, looking for the next signpost. I think it'll stay like this all the way to the highway tomorrow. But man, yeah, just wide open up here. There is way in the distance there, a well. You can see them right there. But not even gonna bother checking. It's more than likely that they're dry and there's confirmed good water right next to the CDT here. Whether I get it today or tomorrow morning remains to be seen. Okay, it's 4 o'clock. I got about 0.7 miles to this water source. So I just made another round of Gatorade for the final push. Yeah, taking more breaks, just making sure I'm not tearing up my feet too much. And hopefully we'll be there in, who knows, a half hour. So I think I'm just gonna follow this fence line all the way to the well. And then there's not a lot of shelter out here. I'll probably just camp right on the scrub here. So see you in a bit. Okay, we're getting to the spot where this big old tire with water should be. I'm guessing it's got to be down this lip here. We'll know in a minute. Okay. It's looking good. I think I see lots of water in there. All right, this is good news. So I'm gonna go set up camp somewhere up here and then come back for water. All right, my tent is set up. Pretty nice views. I may not even use the rain fly tonight. I think I'm at a much lower elevation. I'll double check. But yeah, I haven't had the rain fly off in a while. So I've got CNOC, a smart water, go back to that tank, fill these up. Hopefully it's cold. We can make some nice cold tailwind. And I should be set up in good shape. I'll look at all the numbers. But I think I'm set up in pretty good shape for the road walk into Pie Town tomorrow. So yeah, today was a long day, but tomorrow should be more of a chill day. Hopefully. We'll see. And these views are pretty good. These late afternoon, early evening views are always the best. So, let me get this water situation taken care of. Have not seen anyone. I guess no surprise there. Really was craving like a cold soda today. One of the podcasts I was listening to, they were talking about an ice cold beer, and man, did that sound good. I haven't had a beer since Sarah and I were at the airport in somewhere in Texas, waiting to fly to El Paso. Maybe, I forget where we connected, maybe Dallas, Fort Worth. Yeah, but a cold beer sure sounded good right about now. Too bad there's not one in this water tank staying cold. All right, I'll check in with the recap in a little bit. Looks like it's going to be another great night. And considering how I push myself, I feel pretty good. So that is a plus. Okay, recap. We are at 7,100 feet. There is no shade to be found anywhere. But luckily there's like no bugs around, so I can have the door open and there's a nice breeze coming through that helps. But I've got my bear vault behind me shaded. It was starting to heat up pretty good and nothing else really matters. I'm just keeping my electronics out of the direct sunlight. Oh, and my extra special bonus treat tonight that I got in Reserve. I love these Twix salted caramel bars. I only get them on the trail, so don't want them to melt. That would be terrible. Feel really good. Just shy of a 20-mile day. I did not expect to get this far, especially with all the water I carried all day, because I didn't think I'd make it to this water source. So I feel really good about that. And physically, I feel pretty good. Near the end of the day, my feet were starting to like tell me they're ready to stop. So I just took a couple more breaks and just let them air out for 5 minutes, and that's all they need. It's like when you do a long highway walk, near the end of it, my feet just have had enough. It was starting to feel that way at the end of today, but they've been airing out for a while now. They're fine. The water in the tire well is nice and cold, so I've already had a couple of tailwinds. I'm only going to need water for my I've got like 3 miles to get to the highway, and then a 14-mile road walk on a US Highway 60 to get into Pie Town. So that road walk won't be too bad. I'll be done, hopefully, the majority of it before even the real strong afternoon sun comes out. So I'm set up really good. There is a place around Pie Town on Main Street that's getting a lot of good reviews. I may stay there because it's really, if I could just go right through town and keep going, I would, but there's another highway walk on the north end, which is like 18 miles before you hit public land. And there may be a small patch or two of BLM land where maybe you could camp on, but I think it just makes more sense for me to spend the night around Pie Town, go see what all the fuss is about. Hopefully get a nice peaceful campsite somewhere and it won't be too bad. And I'll just stick to my routine, get up early and get moving. But yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm not a big pie fan, but maybe there's something else there that'll strike my fancy. And can see who else is around. maybe catch up with someone I haven't seen in a while. Although I think everyone I started with they're all ahead of me now because it just took me longer to get through the red line and even to do this. A lot of people don't even do this, so that's fine. We'll meet some new people. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna try not to move too much and hope for the sun to go down a little bit and get a little cooler, so I can get a little bit of an appetite. But the electrolytes are good. I'll snack on some Cheez-Its, and we'll see you in the morning for Pie Town.
So, it's a little dark down here, but I'm just on my lunch break from work, packing Brian's next resupply, and he has everything organized in our basement. He also has, let's see, like a pile of extra socks, contact solution contacts, things that he might need as needed, something that he doesn't need every time. But he asked for more Blistex for his lips, and that is not in the little pile, and I knew Brian had to have some down here. So thankfully he has a whole spreadsheet with everything organized, so I was able to look up all of the backup gear in our basement. So I was able to look on his list, and I found the Blistex in bin 23. So I should have checked the list first before trying to look because I did not find it, but evidently there's a bunch in here. So let's see. So this is a fairly small resupply for 5 days. So I'll get that sent out. Brian did need shoes. So I smushed a lot of his granola bars, Cliff Bars, and other small snacks in the shoes to save space. Okay, I just thought I'd talk about the last thing that I had to put together for Brian's resupply, and that's like a little needle and thread kit. So I pre-thread the needles. They're just throwaway needles. I would never actually use them for like a quilting project. And with some thread, it's on a little piece of cardstock, and I'll stick that in the resupply box so he can fix any tears in his sun hoodie or pants or whatever, and he can just throw it away when he's done. I have a few more that I can put in resupplies later on. The other thing that we added to our resupply list for this season was a plastic like spoon, knife, and fork. And that's because Brian realized on the PCT, depending on what town he was in and what type of hotel he was staying at, it was really hard to find just like one fork, knife, and spoon or whatever he needed. So it's easy enough to add to the resupply box. So I'm all done these resupply boxes. I have to print the labels. So I'll either get those out tonight when after work, when I finish work, I finish at 4:30, or I'll just get everything ready tonight and drop it off at the post office first thing tomorrow. So these will get to Brian in Grants when he gets there. So there you go.